Dum-dum-dum-dum. Act 4, Scene 1. Mr. Jailer comes back. Can you help us with the friends also?
Wait a minute.
Mike.
You want me? Who's friend?
One or two.
Oh, okay. Should I be first friend?
You can be two of them.
I can be both friends?
Friend.
Two-faced. All right, Jailer.
Heard you no more? Was nothing said of me concerning the escape of Palamon? Good sir, remember.
Nothing that I heard, for I came home before the business was fully ended. Yet I might perceive, ere I departed, a great likelihood of both their pardons. For Hippolyta and fair-eyed Emily, upon their knees, begged with such handsome pity that the Duke, methought, stood staggering whether he should follow his rash oath or the sweet compassion of those two ladies. And to second them, that truly noble prince, Theseus, half his own heart, set in two. That I hope all shall be well. Neither heard I one question of your name or his escape.
Pray heaven hold it so.
Good comfort, man. I bring you news. Good news.
They are welcome.
Well, Palamon has cheated you and got your pardon and discovered how and by whose means he escaped, which was your daughter's, and whose pardon he procured too, and the prisoner, not to be held ungrateful to her goodness, has given a sum of money to her marriage, a large one, I assure you.
You are a good man, and ever bring good news.
How was it ended?
Why, as it should be. They were just never begged, but they prevailed, had their suits fairly granted. The prisoners have their lives.
I knew it would be so.
But there are new conditions, which you'll hear of at a better time.
I hope they are good.
Oh, they are honorable, and how good they prove, I know not.
'Twill be known.
Alas, sir, where's your daughter?
Why do you ask?
Oh, sir, when did you see her?
How he looks.
This morning.
Was she well? Was she in health? Sir, when did she sleep?
These are strange questions.
I do not think she was very well. For now you make me mind her, but this very day I asked her questions, and she answered me, so far from what she was, so childishly, so sillily, that if she were a fool and innocent, I was very angry. But what of her, sir?
Oh, nothing but my pity, but you must know it, and as good by me as by another that less loves her.
Well, sir?
No, sir,
What?
not well.
Not right?
'Tis true. She is mad.
Can that be?
Believe you, you'll find it so.
I half suspected that what you told me, the gods comfort her. Either this way was her love to Palamon, or fear of my miscarrying on his escape, or both.
Well, 'tis likely.
But why all this haste, sir?
Well, I'll tell you quickly. As I late was angling of the great lake that lies behind the palace, from the far shore, thick set with reeds and sedges, as patiently I was attending sport, I heard a voice, a shrill one, And attentive I gave my ear, which I might well perceive was one that sung, and by the smallness of it, a boy or woman. I then left my angle to my own skill, came near, but yet perceived it not who made the sound, and rushes, and the reeds had so encompassed it. I laid me down and listened to the words that she sung, for then, though a small glade cut by the fisherman, I saw it was your daughter.
Pray, go on, sir.
No, she sung much, but no sense. Only I heard her repeat this often, Palamon is gone, 'tis gone to the wood to gather small berries. I'll find him out tomorrow.
Pretty so.
Yes, his shackles will betray him. He'll be taken. And what shall I do then? I'll bring a bevy, 100 black-eyed maids that love as I do. Oh, good Lord. with chaplets on their heads of daffodillies, cherry lips and cheeks of damask roses, and we'll all dance an ante for the Duke and beg his pardon. And she talked of you, that you must lose your head tomorrow morning, and she must gather flowers to bury you, and see the house made handsome. Then she sung nothing but willow, 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 and between ever was the Palamon, fair Palamon. And Palamon was a tall young man. His place was knee-deep where she sat. Her careless tresses, a wreath of hulrus rounded about her struck, 1,000 fresh water flowers of several colors, that methought she appeared like the fair nymph that feeds the lake with waters, or as Iris newly dropped down from the heavens. Rings she made of rushes that grew by, and to 'em spoke the prettiest posies. Thus our true love ties, that you may lose not me, and many a one. And then she wept, and sung again, and sighed, and with the same breath smiled, and kissed her hand.
Alas, what pity it is.
I made it to her, and she saw me, and straight sought the flood. I saved her, and set her safe to land, when presently she slipped away, and to the city made with such a cry and swiftness, that, believe me, she left me far behind her. 3 or 4 I saw from far off cross her. One of them I knew to be your brother, where she stayed and fell scarce to be got away. I left them with her, and hither came to tell you. Here they are.
May you never more enjoy the light. Is this not a fine song?
Oh, a very fine one.
I can sing 20 more.
Oh, I think you can.
Yes, truly I can. I can sing The Broom and Bonnie Robin. Are you not a tailor?
Well, yes.
Where's my wedding gown?
Well, I'll bring it tomorrow.
Do very rarely. I must be abroad else to call the maids and play the minstrels, for I must lose my maidenhead by cocklight. 'Twill never thrive else. Oh, fair, oh, sweet, fair.
You must e'en take it patiently.
'Tis true.
Good e'en, good men. Pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon?
Yes, wench, we know him.
Is it not a fine gentleman?
'Tis love.
Oh, by no means cross her. She is distempered far worse than now she shows.
Yes, he's a fine man.
Oh, is he so? You have a sister.
Yes.
But she shall never have him. Tell her so. For a trick that I know, you'd best look to her, for if she sees him once, she's gone, and she's done, and undone in an hour. All the young maids of our town are in love with him, but I laugh at them and let them all alone. Is it not a wise course?
Yes.
There is at least 200 now with child by him. There must be 4, yet I'll keep close for all this, close as a cockle, and all these must be boys. He has a trick on it. At 10 years old, they must all gallop for musicians and sing the wars of Theseus.
Oh, this is strange.
As ever you heard, but say nothing.
No.
They come from all parts of the dukedom. To him I'll warrant you. He had not so few last night as 20 to dispatch. He'll tickle it up in 2 hours if his hand be in.
She's lost, past all cure.
Heaven forbid, man.
Come hither, you are a wise man.
Does she know him?
No, who should she do?
You are a master of a ship.
Yes,
Where's your compass?
here.
Set it to the north, and now direct your course to the wood, where Palamon lies longing for me. For the chaplain, let me alone. Come weigh my hearts cheerly.
Ugh,
It's up. The
wind's fair.
wind's there, the top of the
Mainsail.
boat, up the mainsail. Where's the whistle, master?
In.
Up to the top, boys.
Where's the pilot?
Yeah.
What canst thou?
A fair word would.
Bear for it, master. Tack about. When Cynthia with her borrowed light,
Etc., etc., etc.
blah,
4-2.
blah,
You're
blah.
back as Amelia.
Amelia. Yet I may bind those wounds up that must open and bleed to death for my sake, else I'll choose and end their strife. 2 such young handsome men shall never fall for me. Their weeping mothers, following the dead cold ashes of their sons, shall never curse my cruelty. Good heaven, what a sweet face has our sight! If wise nature with all her best endowments and all those beauties she sows into the births of noble bodies, were here a mortal woman, and had in her the coy denials of young maids, yet doubtless she would run mad for this man. What an eye! What a fiery sparkle and quick sweetness has this young prince! Here love himself sits smiling, yet such another wanton Ganymede set Jove afire with it, and forced the god snatch up the goodly boy and set him by him, a shining constellation. What a brow of a spacious majesty! He carries arched like the great-eyed Juno's, but far sweeter, smoother than Penelope's shoulder. Fame and honor, methinks from thence as from a promontory pointed in heaven, should clap their wings and sing to all the underworld the loves and fights of gods and such men near him. Palamon is but his foil, to him a mere dull shadow. He's swart and meager of an eye, as heavy as he had lost his mother, a still temper, no stirring in him, no alacrity, of all this sprightly sharpness not a smile. Yet these that we count errors may become him. Narcissus was a sad boy, but a heavenly. Oh, who can find the bent of a woman's fancy? I am a fool. My reason is lost in me. I have no choice, and I have lied so lewdly that women ought to beat me. On my knees I ask thy pardon. Palamon, thou art alone and only beautiful, and the eyes, those bright lamps of beauty that command and threaten love, and what young maid dare cross 'em? What a bold gravity, and yet inviting has his brown, manly face. O love, this only from this hour is complexion. Lie there, our sight. Thou art a changeling to him, a mere gypsy, and this the noble body. I'm sotted, utterly lost. My virgin's faith has fled me, for if my brother but even now had asked me whether I loved, I run mad for Arcite. Now my sister more for Palamon, stand both together. Now come ask me, brother. Alas, I know not. Ask me now, sweet sister. I may go look. What a mere childish fancy, that having two fair gods of equal sweetness, cannot distinguish, but must cry for both. How now, sir?
From the noble Duke, your brother. Madam, I bring you news. The knights are come.
To end the quarrel?
Yes.
Would I might end first. What sins have I committed, chaste Diana, that my unspotted youth must now be soiled with blood of princess, and my chastity be made the altar where the lives of lovers, two greater and two better, never yet made mother's joy, must be the sacrifice to my unhappy beauty?
Bring him in, quickly, by any means. I long to see him. You two contending lovers are returned, and with them their fair knights. Now, my fair sister, you must love one of them.
I had rather both, so neither for my sake should fall untimely.
Who saw him?
I a while.
And I. Oh, from whence come you, sir?
From the knights.
Oh, pray speak, you that have seen them, what they are.
I will, sir. And truly what I think, 6 braver spirits than these seas have brought, if we judge by the outside, I never saw nor read of. He that stands in the first place with our sight, by his seeming should be a stout man, and by his face a prince. He very looks to say him, and his complexion nearer a brown than a black. Stern yet noble, yet shows him hardy, fearless, proud of dangers. The circles of his eyes show fire within him, and he is a heated lion, so he looks, and his hair hangs long behind him, black and shining like raven's wings. His soldiers broad and strong, armed long and round, and on his thigh a sword, and hung by a curious baldric, which when he frowns, to seal his will with. Better on my conscience, was never a soldier's friend. And hast thou well described him?
Yet a great deal short, methinks, of him that's first with Palamon.
Pray, speak him then, friend.
I guess he is a prince too, and if it may be, greater, for his show has all the ornament of honor in it. He's somewhat bigger than the knight he spoke of, but of a face far sweeter. His complexion is as a ripe grape, ruddy. He has felt without doubt what he fights for, and so apter to make this cause his own. His face appears all the fair hopes of what he undertakes, and when he's angry, then a settled valor, not tainted with extremes, runs through his body and guides his arm to brave things. Fear he cannot. He shows no such soft temper. His head's yellow, hard-haired and curled, thick-twined like ivy, not to undo with thunder. In his face the livery of the warlike maid appears, pure red and white, for yet no beard has blessed him, and in his rolling eyes sits victory, as if she ever meant to crown his valor. His nose stands high, a character of honor. His red lips after fights are fit for ladies.
Must these men die too?
When he speaks, his tongue sounds like a trumpet. All his lineaments are as a man would wish him, strong and clean. He wears a well-steeled axe, the staff of gold, his age some 25.
There's another, a little man, but of tough soul, seeming as great as any, fairer promises to such a body, yet I never looked on.
Oh, he that's freckle-faced?
The same, my lord. And are they sweet ones?
Yes, they are well.
Well, methinks, being so few and well disposed, they show great and fine art in nature. And he's white-haired, not wanton white, but a steady manly color. Next to an auburn, rough, tough, and nimble set, and which shows an active mind. His arms are brawny, lined with strong sinews. To the soldier piece, as gently they swell, like women new conceived, and which speaks him prone to labor, never fainting under the weight of arms, stout-hearted, still, and when he stirs, a tiger. And he's gray-eyed, which yields compassion when he conquers, sharp to spy advantages, and when he finds them, he's swift to make them his. He does no wrongs, and nor takes none. He's brown-faced, and when he smiles, he shows a lover, and which he frowns, a soldier. And about his head he wears a winter's oak, and in it struck the favor of his lady. His age, some 36. In his hand he bears a charging staff embossed with silver. Are they all thus?
They are all the sons of honor.
Then I shall have, as I have a soul, I long to see him. Lady, you shall see men fight now.
I wish it, but not the cause, my lord. They would show bravely about the titles of 2 kingdoms. 'Tis pity love should be so tyrannous. Oh, my soft-hearted sister, what think you? Weep not till they weep blood. Wench, it must be.
You have steeled him with your beauty. Honored friend, to you I give the field. Pray order it, fitting the persons that must use it.
Yes, sir.
Come, I'll go visit them. I cannot stay. Their fame has fired me so, till they appear, good friend, be royal.
There shall want no bravery.
Poor wench, go weep, for whosoever wins loses a noble cousin for thy sins.
The doctor. Oh, I forgot about the doctor. Did I put? Yeah, I did.
Yes. Her distraction is more at some time of the moon than at other some, is it not? She is continuously in a harmless distemper, sleeps little, altogether without appetite, save often drinking, dreaming of another world, and a better, and a what broken piece of matter soever she's about. The name Palamon lands it, and that she farces every business withal, fits it to every question. Look, where she comes, you shall perceive her behavior.
I have quite forgot, the burden on it was, down, and penned by no worse man than Geraldo, Emilia's schoolmaster. He is as fantastic too, as ever he may go upon's lakes, for in the next world will Dido see Palamon, and then she will be out of love with Aeneas.
What stops here? Poor soul. Illness all day long.
Now for this charm that I told you of, you must bring a piece of silver on the tip of your tongue, or no fairy. Then if it be your chance to come where the blessed spirits are, there's a sight now. We maids have had our livers perished, cracked to pieces with love. We shall come there, and do nothing all day long but pick flowers with prospering. Then I will make Palamon a nosegay, and let him mark me then.
How prettily she's amiss. Note her a little further.
Faith, I'll tell you, sometime we go to barley break. We are the blessed. Alas, 'tis a sore life to have in the other place. Such burning, frying, boiling, hissing, howling, chattering, cursing. Oh, they have shrewd measures. Take heed, if one be mad or hang or drown themselves, thither they go. Jupiter bless us, and there shall we be put in the cauldron of lead and usurer's grease, amongst a whole million of cut purses, and there boil like a gammon of bacon that will never be enough.
How her brains coins.
Lords and courtiers that have got maids with child, they are in this place. They shall stand in fire up to the navel, and in ice up to the heart, and there the offending part burns, and the deceiving part freezes. In troth, a very grievous punishment, as one would think, for such a trifle. Believe me, one would marry a leprous witch to be rid on it, I'll assure you.
How she continues this fancy. 'Tis not an engulfed madness, but a most thick and profound melancholy.
To hear there a proud lady in a proud city wife howl together. I were a beast and I'd call it good sport. One cries, oh, this smoke. The other, this fire. One cries, oh, that ever I did it behind the arras. And then howls. The other curses a suing fellow and her garden house. I will be true, my stars, my fate.
What think you of her, sir? I think she is a perturbed mind, which I cannot minister to. Alas, what then? Understand you, she ever affected any man ere she beheld Palamon? I was once, sir, in great hope she had fixed her liking on this gentleman, my friend.
I did think so, too, and would account I had a great pennyworth on it to give half my estate, that both she and I at this present stood unfeignedly on the same terms.
That intemperate surfeit of her eye has distempered the other senses. They may return and settle again to execute their preordained faculties, but they are now in a most extravagant vagary. This you must do. Confine her to a place where the light may rather seem to steal in than be permitted. Take upon you, young sir, her friend, the name of Palamon. You say you come to eat with her and to commune of love. This will catch her attention, for her mind beats upon other objects that are inserted between her mind and eye, become the pranks and friskins of her madness. Sing to her such green songs of love that she says Palamon hath sung in prison. Come back her stock in the sweet as flowers as the season of mistress of, and hitherto make an addition of some other compounded odors which are grateful to the senses. All this shall become Palamon. For Palamon can sing, and Palamon is sweet and every good thing. Desire to eat with her, crave her, drink to her, and still among intermingle your petition of grace and acceptance to her favor. Learn what maids have been her companions and playfares, and let them repair to her with Palamon in their mouths, and appear with tokens, as if they suggested for him. It is a falsehood she is in, which is with falsehoods to be combated. This may bring to her to eat, to sleep, and to reduce what now out of square in her into their former law and regimen. I have seen it approved, how many times I know not, but to make the number more, I have great hope in this. I will between the passages of this project, coming with my appliance, let us put into execution and hasten the success, which doubt not will bring forth comfort.
Comfort. That's what we need. All right. We have 3 scenes we don't need. So we'll go to Act 5, Scene 4. Scene 1 has Arcite praying to Mars. Scene 2 has Palamon praying to Venus. Scene 3 has Emilia praying to Diana. So who needs that?
The ancient Greeks do.
I know. Well, we've got Scene 4 where the jailer's daughter finally accepts her fate.
What page is that?
We're still scrolling.
Okay.
Prometheus or something. Scene 3?
I'm going through scenes.
5-4.
What page did you say it was?
5-4, and your line is
Okay, I'm scrolling on 3 now.
join the crowd.
I'm all the way through the epilogue. I scrolled too far.
Oh no.
Scene 4. It looks like
I'm
page
getting there.
236 in Folger.
Act 5, Scene 4. Okay, it starts with Palamon.
Okay.
Unless you want to pray with all those Mars and Diana and everybody.
And 237.
Okay. There's many a man alive that hath outlived the love of the people, yea, in the self-same state stands many a father with his child. Some comfort we have by so considering. We expire, and not without men's pity. The live still have their good wishes. We prevent the loathsome misery of age, beguile the gout and rheum that in lag hours attend for grey approaches. We come towards the gods young and unwrappered, not halting under crimes many and stale. That sure shall please the gods. Sooner than such, they give us nectar with them, for we are more clear spirits. My dear kinsmen, whose lives for this poor comfort are laid down, you have sold them too cheap.
What ending could be of more content? O'er us the victors have fortune, whose title is as momentary as to us death is certain. A grain of honor they not away us.
Let us bid farewell, and with our patience and our tottering fortune, as at their certain trials. Come, who begins?
E'en he that led you to this banquet shall taste to you all. Ah, my friend, your gentle daughter gave me freedom once. You'll see it done now forever. Pray, how does she? I heard she was not well. Her kind of ill gave me some sorrow.
Sir, she is well restored, and to be married shortly.
In my short life, I am most glad on it. 'Tis the latest thing I shall be glad of. Prithee, tell her so. Commend me to her, and to peace her portion, tender her this.
Nay, let's be offenders all.
Is it a maid?
Verily, I think so. A right good creature, more to me deserving than I can quit or speak of.
Commend us to her.
The gods requite you all, and make her thankful.
Adieu, and let my life be now as short as my leave-taking.
Lead, courageous cousin.
We'll follow cheerfully.
Hold,
Hold. No.
Oh, it is a cursed haste you made if you have done so quickly. Noble Palamon, the gods will show their glory in a life that thou art yet to lead. Can that be when Venus, I have said, is false? How do things fare? Arise, great sir, and give the tidings here that are most dearly sweet and bitter. What hath waked us from our dream? List then, your cousin, mounted upon a steed that Emily did first bestow on him, a black one, owing not a hair worth of white, which some will say weakens his price, and many will not buy his goodness with this note, which superstition here finds allowance. On this horse is Arcite trotting the stones of Athens, which the Colchians did rather tell than trample, for the horse would make his length a mile if it pleased his rider to put him in pride. As he thus went counting the flinty pavement, dancing as 'twere to the music of his own hooves made, for as they say, from iron came music's origin. What envious flint, cold as old Saturn, and like him possessed, with fire malevolent, darted a spark of what's fierce sulphur else. To this end made, I comment not. The hot horse, hot as fire, took toy at this, and fell to what disorder his power could give his will. Bound, comes on end, forget school doing, being therein trained and of kind manage. Pig-like he whines at the sharp rowel, which he frets at rather than at any jot obeys, seeks all foul means of boisterous and rough jadery to deceit his lord that kept it bravely. When not served, when neither curb would crack, girth break, nor differing plunges disroot his rider whence he grew, but that he...
We're getting an echo there.
Somebody's ruffling the... that he kept him between his legs on his hind hoofs. On end he stands, that Arcite's legs being higher than his head seemed with strange art to head, and presently backward all poise becomes the rock. But such a vessel 'tis that floats but for the surge that makes each with you. Lo, he appears. Oh, miserable end of our alliance! The gods are mighty, Arcite. If thy heart, thy worth, I am Palamon, one that yet loves thee dying.
Take Emilia, and with her all the world's joy. Reach thy hand. Never trick
The blissful dew of heaven does arouse you and far apart, and given you her love. Our master Mars hath avouched his gave the grace of the contention. So he did not deities have this hence.
Oh, cousin, that we should things desire which do cost us the loss of our desire, that naught could buy dear love but
Never
loss of
fortune
dear life.
did play a subtler game. The conquered triumphs, the gods have most equal. Palamon, your kinsman, hath confessed, for you first saw her, and even then proclaimed your fancy. He restored her to send him hence forgiven. The gods, my justice, take from my hand and lead your lady off and call your lovers from the stage of death. Here too, let us look sadly and give grace unto the funeral of our sight, in whose end then smile with Palamon, for whom but 1 hour since, as glad of our sight, and am now as glad as for him sorry. Oh, you have us. For what we lack, we laugh, and for what we have, our sins some kind. Let us be thankful for that which is, and with you above our question. Let us go off and bear us like the time, and what fools these mortals. Thank you very much about the fun. We did it.
We skipped the epilogue.
We went through the whole canon.
Epilogue.
Skip the epilogue, yeah.
Nah, skip it.
Okay.
Sing nothing we ain't heard before.
Okay, thank you.
Did it.
It's a short one.
Thank you. Now, what are we going to do here before we have the new year? Who has the plan?
Well, since we can't really go out and celebrate or anything with our families, then maybe there's another day. Or are we going to be? Everybody's going to be zooming with their family.
Well, that's the one thing I asked my relatives in Ohio if they wanted to. So I have to laugh it off.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Mickey a couple of days ago, and she would be willing to be a part of it. A picnic was in mind. I don't know if that's still a possibility. Any words? Any questions?
No. Picnics are better than nitpicks.
That's true.
I mean, we picnic in our own homes and chat on Zoom. Is that what you mean?
That's a possibility.
The whole last scene was me I was hearing a bad connection. It was all kind of growling in slow motion, everybody. And
I was hearing double
and my
voice.
computer's at 2% battery. So, what's the question? Quickly, if I died, I might cut the whole meeting.
What do you think of a meeting for all of us on Zoom?
On Christmas.
Delaney's got the account.
That's what we did for my halal party. We all had Zoom. I'll be right back. I have my ring.
No, don't go away.
She's coming back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm basically open for anything. So
This is what we had for we had the Christmas party.
All right.
Oh my!
I've got my Christmas party right here.
They had a whole thing planned with music, and we all got up and danced. It was funny. I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm dancing in my kitchen. We had to wear red pajamas and reindeer ears.
All right.
Oh
I got a
gosh!
question.
Are there any plans for Toastmasters?
How many people got a ukulele?
I do.
How many want a new ukulele?
There's 1, 2, 3.
I have one.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a ukulele.
Because maybe we can learn ukulele.
I already practiced Melikaliki Maka.
There you go.
Teach us Mele Kaliki Maka.
Yeah. And Jingle Bells.
Okay, there's a couple songs. You can be our teacher, give us some chords or something, and we'll just be like the strumming ukulele.
Yeah.
Funny.
They're saying
We
Jingle
could all
Bells.
bring something to share, poem or whatever. We could bring something to share. Or a
And we could-
story, Christmas story.
We could sing Jingle Bells in Hawaiian too. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes.
That'd be
We could
trippy.
do that. We could all bring a Christmas memory or a Christmas story or
Yeah. That's a good idea, Leilani.
yeah.
So what day is this going to be happening?
Good question.
Christmas Day.
No.
We usually have it on a Friday,
7
don't we?
a.m. 7 a.m.
Just pick a day.
What day is Christmas? Is it
Christmas
Thursday?
is
Friday.
on
Wow, Friday.
Christmas is on Friday, so we have to do it a different day.
Christmas Eve is on Friday. Christmas Day is on Friday. Sorry.
Okay.
Silence.
Unless you want Thursday.
I'm trying to look. I mean, calendar means nothing to me at the moment. It's all one big COVID blur.
Oh,
It's
that's not.
It's the era.
18.
It's the era of the plague.
Let's
all
set
it is.
18th. How many are for that Friday?
Depending on the time.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
what's
then
good
let's.
time for you? What's not good time for you then, Peter?
Usually, well, it depends. Some days during the afternoons I've been okay, but lately I've been getting a lot of. I'm also with the Silver Foxes, and we Zoom meet and sing 2 afternoons a week. We might skip to 3, but that's Mondays and Thursdays.
Well, then we won't do Mondays or Thursdays.
Yes.
Okay, good. Email it to us, Jim. Okay?
Yes.
So everybody bring in a story and make your own Christmas ornament to show everybody. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, show and tell, of course.
Yeah.
And we can ask Ruby to join us. Or if she's going to be a prima donna and still refuse to come to us.
Ooh.
Will Mickey come?
And Mickey will very likely be here.
Good. Okay.
So I will check with her, and will you check with Ruby also?
Okay.
All right.
Send
Friday,
an email.
Friday the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Una.
Good night.
Aloha.
Good night.
Thank you, Una. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Send out some Christmas cards.
Hang loose. Hang loose.
Yeah. Shakalaka ding dong.
Hang loose. Shakalaka.
Shakalaka ding dong.
Hang
Yeah.
loose.
Okay.
Hey, lolly ding dong.
Go Friday. I gotta hand it to you.
Let me hand it to you.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
You're not touching you.
Yeah.
This little camera has a little shaft on it, a little screen.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh golly.
Hello. That's
That's a little scary. Okay.
It depends on if you close it and then forget it. Oops.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Good. That was fun. Thank you for.
Yes, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it was fun. Good read, Peter.
Good.
See
Right.
ya.
Good fun. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Bye bye.
All right. Night.